Hello, everyone. I'm Daisy Banda. Nice to see a lot of familiar faces out there. I work with the Farm Service Agency, and my office is in Santa Maria, California, but we serve both Santa Barbara and Ventura County. I've been with the agency for almost 18 years, so been there a long time, seen a lot of disasters, and now I can verify that I'm not crazy. There are more disasters every year. When I first started, I was like, man, there's not that much stuff going on. And now I feel like every day there's something different. So we're very busy, but we're doing the best we can with the little resources we have. But we're always there to help. And if you ever have a question, please feel free to call any of us and we'll do our best to get you the answers you need. So I'm going to talk about the different programs that we have that are most popular for disasters that happen in our area. So I'll begin with the Emergency Livestock Assistance Program. We have a lot of acronyms, so you'll hear me say like ELAP, NAP, TAP, ECP, all these things, but this is our first one. So ELAP is basically a program that helps livestock losses, and livestock can be anything from your cattle, but it can also include bees and fish and things like that. So it covers colony, hive losses, loss in the grass, things like that. And this is for any type of disaster. It can be flood, it can be fire. So if you have anything like that and you have private land, it's an additional help that we can do. You just need to remember to file your loss within the 30 days. Then we have a program called the Livestock Indemnity Program. This is LIP, which helps when livestock dies. So if you're a cattle producer and unfortunately your cow died in a fire or maybe it was washed away into the Pacific Ocean, because that has happened, we can help you with replacing the animals. There's different prices for different types of cattle and animals, and this will help with that. There's the livestock forage program. This one is mostly a program that is focused around drought. To trigger this program, we have to be in a drought, and so we most likely won't have one this year, but we did have one last year because we were in a drought at the very beginning of the year, and we can still take applications at this time. I know right there it says 1/30/25 as the application deadline, but that is incorrect. They did change the deadline to March 1st. So March 1st, 26 is the deadline. And if you suffered from drought losses in your cattle and you want to apply for help with the cost of feed, the livestock forage program is something that can help with that. Then we have our tree assistance program, or TAP. TAP is the program that we have for our orchard people, our vines, our bushes, and it's basically to help with the cost of replanting or rehabilitating your lost or damaged trees, bushes, or vines. So it helps with anything like fire or even flood, because sometimes trees wash away or fall down a hill, things like that, or in a fire they can burn. And if you have at least an 18% mortality per stand, we can help you with the replanting or rehabilitating the trees. So it'll pay for planting costs, the tree, and the site preparation. The emergency conservation program is one that we have to ask for and hopefully get. So anytime a disaster happens, I gather information from farmers, from sister agencies, from the ag commissioner. I put together all that information and present it to our county office committee for recommendation of implementation. So that is something that we're working on right now, and we actually have our meeting tomorrow. So I'm hoping that the local COC will want to implement the emergency conservation program again to help with the recent floodings. And this program helps with debris removal, land leveling, reshaping. It'll also help with fencing or irrigation that might have been damaged or destroyed by the flood. It won't give you anything new that you didn't have. It's mostly to put back everything to how it was before the disaster happened. And then this is new. The Supplemental Disaster Revenue Program is a program that we have this year to help with losses that occurred in 23 and 24 crop year. And this will be losses that are in your production. So a lot of the times with us, the programs that we have at first to help with disasters are designed to getting back to how it was. And when it comes to the production, we'll get something 2 or 3 years later. That's just how it's always worked. So this year we have the Supplemental Disaster Revenue Program, and we're taking applications right now for stage 1 and stage 2. You might have already received a stage 1 application in the mail if you had a loss that was paid out by your private insurance. Then this would be like a top off to that. But if you are brand new and maybe you didn't have insurance or you had a shallow loss, which meant that maybe it didn't trigger a payment through your private insurance, stage 2 is available and it'll help you with your production losses. There's a list of different items that will need to get you signed up for that, but mostly we'll need to do an acreage report. So that's where you let me know what you had planted and when you planted it. And then we'll probably ask you for your production summaries for the year. And we'll use those numbers in addition with some other forms to get you signed up for that program. Most of the time we can take walk-ins for things like this, but this year the administration really encouraged us to do appointments. So if you want to sign up for this program, you could call our office and set up an appointment and we'll set you up with one. Here's a little bit more about SDRP. Basically kind of what I already said. It's for 23, 24 losses. You have to fill out the forms. It covers losses in production. And yeah, I think I pretty much said everything. The deadline is April 30th. So call us as soon as you can because the appointments are filling up. We also offer emergency loans, but it has to be approved by national. At this moment, I know it hasn't been approved for the emergency loans have not been approved, but there's also other loans that we offer that could help, like the micro loans, which are smaller loans that are just like $50,000. And there's also farm operating loans. So if this one doesn't get enacted, we could try and work with you through one of our other loans. And our farm loan manager and farm loan team are helping Santa Barbara, Ventura, San Luis Obispo County in my office. But there's other farm loan managers that help in other counties around the state. The one program that I didn't put on my slides, which is the most important for prevention of loss, or is the non-insured assistance program, NAP. So let's say you have avocados and you go to your private insurance, they can insure it, right? But maybe you know a producer who has snow peas or summer squash. If they go to a private insurance agent, they might say, sorry, we don't insure those crops. That's when you come and visit me. So we offer insurance for crops that are not insurable through a private insurance. And it's different amounts of coverage. It's 50% all the way up to 65%. And the cost is very low. It's $325 per crop type, but there's a maximum of 825. So we won't charge you for more than 3. And there's instances where there's waivers that are available. So you don't even have to pay the $325. So it'll technically be free for the basic insurance. So if you have a crop that you can't insure, come and see me. And it works pretty much like regular insurance. You just tell me what you have. And if something bad happens to your crop during the year, you let me know and we file a notice of loss. We verify that the loss happened. At the end of the year, you turn in your production. And if the loss is greater than 50% or depending on what coverage level you get, you'll get a payment on that. But I think that's the last thing I wanted to say. And here's information about our office and where we're located. We can always come to Ventura if there's a need, and we don't mind. We can also meet through phone or Teams, and we're pretty flexible. I have three people on my team right now. I have Dulce Espinosa, who does the tree assistance program and the emergency conservation program. I have a new employee who just started who's really great. She's working with the SDRP program and the NAP. And then I have my most seasoned employee, which is Brenda Marie. She's been with the agency 10 years, and anything that has to do with cattle, you can talk to her and she'll be more than happy to help you. But that was it. Does anybody have any questions? Yes, Ben.
Do you have a loan program for land loss due to river damage, like the Santa Clara River sucking up land?
No, nothing that specific. But mhm. Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah, even in Santa Barbara County, I went to do a couple of field visits and whole chunks of land had fallen into the ground. And those are acres they won't be able to produce on anymore, unfortunately. Yeah.
Is your comments, and you have a meeting coming up.
Yes.
It's like pretty soon.
Tomorrow, yeah. hmm
Damage. This year, the survey came out between the storms. We had huge damage to some of our conservation. We had to fix it. I mean, we could not let it go or it would be a bigger problem. So we opted to go ahead and spend the money to get it fixed between storms. It's basically a 1,000-foot drain downhill. So once it eroded, we were in trouble. Those are, perfect uses of ECP, but we had to go in. Is there any chance that, wait for approvals to fix ever change?
I would surely hope so. I feel like having a program like ECP available all year would be very beneficial to everyone. Unfortunately, I can't make those decisions at my county level. What you can't offer is that if you have to do something emergency, if you call us, we can try and get you an emergency waiver. It's not a guarantee that you'll get the payment or you'll be eligible for ECP, but it's basically saying like if something does come up and you had this waiver, then it would be okay that you began early. One of the things that is in the way is we have to do an environmental review before you start. And if you start the work before we do the environmental review, it's one of the things that our handbook says that we have to disapprove. But yeah. Yeah.